Is it time for you to buy your next home? Hey guys, it's Les with the Les Walden Real Estate Team, and I wanted to share some 5 red flags that you maybe should be looking for if it's time for you to start the process of buying your next home, whether that's your first home, second home, or a lake home. 5 things you should pay attention to when you start to look at these properties. So the first one are structural issues. So pay attention to the foundation. Take a trip around the house and pay attention. Pay attention to the interior walls and the ceiling. Do you see large cracks? Now let me tell you what I define as large cracks. It's got to be bigger than my little finger. You know, sometimes things are going to settle and crack, but it may not be an issue. But if you start to see larger cracks, that could be a sign of a structural issue that could be very costly repaired. So the next thing you want to start looking for would be water damage. Do you see water damage on the ceiling? Do you see water damage maybe on a wall or on a floor? If you see those, that's an indication that you might have leaks in the roof. If it's on the ceiling or the walls, could have a leaky water pipe or maybe even a leaky sewer pipe. If so, again, finding that could be a very costly repair, so you just want to be aware. The third thing that you should pay attention to are outdated systems. By outdated systems, or what am I talking about in systems? Well, it would be your electrical. You know, is it an older 2-wire system when you would probably want that 3rd wire system at this point, maybe or maybe not, or at least be aware that it's 2-wire. Older plumbing pipes. Do you have the old pipes instead of the newer pipes? And then, of course, older heating and air conditioning. It may all still be working, but that's something you need to think about, because replacing all the plumbing pipes in the house or replacing the heating and cooling could again be a very, very costly expense, and you want to be aware of that. Of course, the next thing you want to pay attention to, and sometimes you don't have a choice but to pay attention to this one, are unpleasant odors. You know, if you smell moistness, or you smell some odor that you're not 100% sure what it is, that could be an indicator of septic issues or sewer issues. It could be an indicator of excessive moisture in a crawl space. It could be an indicator of several things. So pay attention to what you're smelling in a home. Pay attention. It could be something as simple as how people cook, and that's pretty easy to handle. But pay attention to what you're smelling in the home, because that could be an early indicator of an issue. And then the last thing, the 5th thing that I want you to take a look at is the roof, the shingles on the roof, or what type of roof. Is it older? Is it 20 years old? Is it 25 years old? Does it have what we call clawing and curling on the bottoms of the shingles? Are you seeing maybe some granules washing off? Those are all indicators that roof, those shingles are towards the end of their life cycle. Not saying they're bad at that moment, but it's something you need to consider, because replacing a roof can be, again, another costly expense. So if it's time for you to start looking for that next home, if it's time for you to find that next property, pay attention to those 5 things when you're going on your tours to look at these homes. Pay attention to that, and just make sure you're not stepping into something that you're going to have some expense that you didn't plan for. And of course, here at the Les Walden Real Estate Team, we have a proven process for our buyers that we've used through the years and helped numerous people find their next home. And through that process, we help you look at these 5, or look for these 5 red flags to see if it is something that we need to consider when we're looking at that particular property. We'd certainly love to help you buy your next home, look for your next home. Reach out to us here, and let's get started.